What's up, guys? This is the complete market research masterclass for writing killer e-com landing pages. So if you want to write really good copy, you need to define your customer avatar. And to do it, you need to have a clear market research foundation laid out so you can do that. And it also influences every aspect of your landing pages and your store, from creating good offers to the actual design of the landing page and the CRO strategy. So, introduction, you're going to learn how to define a customer avatar to write effective direct response copy. You can come up with offer angles and positioning ideas that you can pull straight from your audience's brain. And I'm going to show you how you can reverse engineer your customers' desires even when they can't express them directly. So this is the framework we use to help Shopify brands that were stuck at $50,000 a month in revenue to pass 150K and below without changing their product or increasing ad spend or making new creatives. So, the overview of our process. When people hear just do your research, they usually think of conducting customer surveys or skimming a few of your reviews, but there is a lot more to this. We've defined a 3-part research system, which includes manual market research, AI-assisted market research, and competitor research. So each part of this strategy feeds the other one. Each multiplies it, and you combine all of them together to build a rock-solid foundation. So step 1 is manual market research. Now, why would you do it manually? Because it's boring and it takes a lot of time. But this is the crucial first step, because yes, I love using AI, and it just multiplies everything and it's a huge lever puller. But to make AI market research effective, you need to feed it quality stuff. You can't just feed it whatever and see what happens, because it might hallucinate. It might write stuff that's not accurate at all, that's not realistic, and if you don't have the first hand experience, you won't be able to correct it, and everything then just falls apart. So first thing I want you to do when going and when you do manual market research, you want to start off by building a swipe file. So open up your Notion, Airtable, Sheets, Excel, whatever, and set up a swipe file like this. You want to build one cell that says theme, then the source type, quote, and a tag. You're just going to collect themes that you can repackage into headlines, objection destroyers, and offer enhancers. So I'm going to show you what you actually fill it up with. So you're going to look at your own reviews, Shopify, Yotpo, etc., your competitors' reviews, Amazon, again, Shopify, Google Shopping, Trustpilot, skim through Reddit threads that talk about your or other people's products. For example, if you're like in the skincare niche, you can go to r/skincare addiction, etc. Go through niche forums, again, for your specific niche, and use Google search autocomplete terms. I'm going to have a link down below in the description where you can just copy the exact search terms we use for our own strategies. So you can just use it yourself. Here's what you're going to look for. You're going to skim for emotional, specific customer-written language. For example, I just wanted to buy something that actually works. It's a desire. A pain point is like every other product gave me a rash. Again, talking about skincare here. You're going to look for people mentioning the outcomes. My skin cleared up in 3 days. Doubts and objection handling. Wasn't sure it would work for my skin type, or things like unique phrasing. People would say like a cold drink for your face, etc. And you actually can rank them, see by the stars they left on the reviews. So 5 stars would be, that's the ideal outcome. They got what they wanted. The 3 stars is they would probably mention something they didn't get, and 1-star reviews are what hurt them. So you're going to take all of these reviews and like Reddit comments, etc., and you're going to just put it into your swipe file. So for example, if you pull a review from Amazon, the source type would be Amazon review. you would quote it, worked overnight, I was shocked. And you're going to look for, just see, okay, what's this, what's like the core idea of this? What's the theme? Worked overnight, of course, it's fast results. And then the tag would be desire and outcome. This person got the desired outcome. And you just fill it up. You get as many as you can. Look for quality ones. Look for a diverse spectrum of these reviews. So, for example, things that mention fast results, that mention doubts or pain points or objections people might have. And so you're just going to build out a huge vault of research materials that you can later leverage. So you're going to want to revisit and update it every once in a while, because this isn't just a static swipe file. Every customer equals fresh data. So you're going to keep on adding new insights monthly, and this becomes your research database that you can fuel for your landing pages, ad angles, offer creations, and retention emails. So once you've collected a huge swipe file, then you can start leveraging AI, because it doesn't replace this process, it just multiplies it. So you can use AI to analyze, organize, and expand that raw material you have into something usable. So here's how to do it right. The first step I usually do is uncover product benefits. It's very simple. You can just generate a bunch of ideas for landing page angles and ad angles very quickly by taking a look at all the possible benefits of your product. You can follow this prompt. It's pretty simple. I'll have it down below in the link in the description. For example, I'm selling your product name and a product that helps people do something, and then list all the possible benefits that this product can get people. This was one of our clients. They were selling the Launchpad. It's a product that helps weightlifters improve their bench press. Prompt, and it gave me a bunch of benefits. You can go make this prompt as detailed as you want. I gave it some more info beforehand how the product actually works, because it's like it has some intricacies to it, and so this is where manual research makes sense, because if you have first-hand experience in market research, then if it gives you like unrealistic benefits or things that it doesn't actually do, then you can correct it and spot the issue, so it's not just hallucinating all over the place. So you've got the product benefits, and then based on the last prompt, you can just ask ChatGPT to find all the possible groups of people who could benefit from using your product. So sometimes you might get like really dialed in on one specific like target audience. For example, like this is a weightlifting product. So okay, who gets the most benefits out of this? Well, it's weightlifters. But by asking ChatGPT, it can just give you more clarity. So instead of just powerlifters and like strength athletes, it can be like people who work in law enforcement or the military, want to get in shape, don't want to risk injuries because the job depends on it. It can be like niche, like specific sport athletes, like people doing like fighting sports. They usually don't want to lift like really crazy because, well, if your livelihood depends on it, and you mess up your body, then you don't get to put food on the table. It gave me like senior citizens, like people who are a bit older and they want to just get in shape, but without the risk of injury, etc. And this is a really, really powerful tool to just come up with a bunch of audiences that you can target. And then from these, you can extract pain points. So one thing I like to do is from your swipe file, you can just pull like 20 or more customer reviews and ask it to extract the core pain points the customers express, and then group them into emotional, functional, and practical categories. So you just feeding it raw data and then having it kind of categorize everything. So for example, the emotional angle is I felt scammed by other brands. The functional one, it didn't absorb properly into my skin. practical, too many steps, takes too long. And now you know exactly what they want to avoid. You're just kind of pulling these core themes, and instead of going through each one of the reviews one by one, you just get AI to do it, right? You get it to boil it down to the core points. And this is like where the power comes in from, because you want to feed it really quality stuff, but then it takes away, like, you don't have to sit there for hours and like read through each review and like one by one and figure out, oh, okay, like this is the core pain point, this is what they didn't like, etc. You just have it do it like really fast, and it, also it would compile it into your own Notion file. And then you can even go one step further, prioritize the sharpest pain point. So you can just have it be in a descending order in a list. So you can find the pain point that comes up the most, has the most emotional weight, and something that happens before the purchase. And so you can very easily now tell what you can lead your copy with. Because, like, of course, you want to, the angle you want to prioritize is the sharpest pain point, is the number one. You don't want to, test number 15 on the list. First, you want to prioritize the hardest hitting ones. And then you can just turn your pain points into copy and offer angles. So a prompt would be, based on this pain point, etc., write three landing page headlines, 2 lead-ins, and a testimonial that addresses it. This is some examples that AI came up with. So, tired of spending $60 on skincare that lets you down? You're not alone. Most serums don't even solve the issue they're claiming to. And then you can add in a testimonial. For example, I was skeptical after trying 5 other products, but this was the one that actually worked. And of course, you don't want to just launch these outright. You can go deep and edit these later on, but it just gives you a bunch of ideas that you might not even have thought of right out of the gate. So you can then tie the pain point into the offer. So, for example, given the pain point, skincare routines are confusing and too long, how can I position a one-step product as the solution? And you can just detail your actual offer, what you're selling, give it all the info you can, and then AI will let you shape ideas for bundles, guarantees, bonuses, and price anchors. And this is just, if you want to be successful in CRO, you just have to be constantly testing. So you don't launch just one landing page, and if it fails, it's okay. Well, you go and say, I've done CRO and it doesn't work for me. No, you want to take the same approach as you do with ads. People out there there are brands that are testing 10, 15, 20 ads a day. They're launching so many variations, and you can take on the same testing framework for your landing pages. Why not test 15 landing pages a month? I mean, you can do that if you have enough traffic, right? And you just very quickly find the winners instead of just like having to one shot and hit something that works right out of the gate. Instead of just having one chance to do it, you get like 6, right? You can just test it out very easily. You can just make one landing page and then have like 3 different hero section angles and have 3 different offers that you come up with. And so then you just combine each one of them, and then it equals to like 9 landing page variations. If you get what I'm saying, like, this is just, you can't afford to try something and then fail and not get back up, right? You just keep on doing it until it works, until you find a winning combination. And then you go on and repeat the process until you can scale to $1 million a day. Come on, you can do that. Of course, that's hyperbole, but there are brands that are doing it. There are brands that the successful ones are testing 20 landing pages a month, 15 landing pages a month. They take on the same approach as they do with static ads. Now, more useful prompts that you can use to fill up your swipe file. Theme clustering. Again, send in, you can scrape all the reviews of your brand or of your competitor's brand and feed it to ChatGPT, and then, you cluster these customer reviews into themes around pain points, desires, objections, and outcomes. You can just zoom out and spot patterns across 100 plus reviews in mere seconds. You can turn raw insights into copy prompts. Again, you can pick out that like hard-hitting, like emotional driven copy testimonials and just ask it to write 5 ad hooks based on these customer quotes. You're turning the swipe funnel into a copywriting engine, and you don't need to just start off from scratch because your brain is limited, and you can just really leverage it by using AI. Now you can expand upon ideas, take the pain point and generate 3 landing page angles from it. This is what I mentioned a couple of minutes back. Just build out messaging frameworks fast. You can extract the best lines, again, from these quotes, extract high emotion phrases that could be used in headlines or subheads, pull out the essence of what real people are saying without just having you to go through all of it for hours. And then we're going into step 4. This is the competitor research. So you're not spying, you're pattern herding. Most people just take a look at the competitor's copy on their website, but that's just surface level. You're looking to understand their entire strategy. Of course, you want to look at the competitors that are actually making money, right, in your niche. So you want to dissect their offers, messaging, shopping experience, social proof and testimonials, their post-purchase flows, everything. Here's where you're going to look. You're going to look at their website, of course. You can go through the Wayback Machine and see how it evolved. Link in the description. I'm sure you've used it before. You can go on the Meta Ads library, put it in it. I'll have a step where I'm going to just walk you through how I look at what ads are converting well, what are making money, and where do they lead the traffic to. You can go through Reddit and forums, see what actual people are actually saying about them. YouTube, TikTok reviews, comments, Trustpilot and Judge.me reviews, and then Google reviews, of course. Scrape all of it. Now, this is the secret sauce to spy on your competitor landing pages. What you're going to do is go enter in their URL and then do /sitemap.xml. So this is a underrated trick. It reveals a goldmine of info because you're going to find hidden landing pages, the stuff that's not linked into their navigation menu, all product pages, bundles they've tested, abandoned or failed campaigns, pages with angle specific copy or offer variants. I'm gonna show you how to use it in just a sec, and then as a bonus tip, you can just look at the date stamps, see that maybe they're running new pages. So if it has launched yesterday, then it might be under testing. If you're getting too much, if it's overwhelming for you, you can just, again, paste it into ChatGPT and ask for a summary of interesting URLs, because you get just a lot of info. And then you can just use tools I built with Meta Ads Library and Ahrefs to validate which pages are getting traffic or ad spend. These are just estimates because they don't actually get the access to real, like the actual data, but it's like accurate enough where you can gauge what's working for them and what's not. So now we're gonna test out. We're gonna spy on a brand called myobv.com. So let's go to their URL here, and this is their homepage. So say you're in the same niche, you're selling weight loss supplements. So now you're on here. You can, of course, go through their funnel. Go take a look at their product pages, their cards. You can take a look around the quiz, see what they're doing, how they're laying it all out, how they're using bundles and purchase flows, etc. But then to take it one step further and take a look at their landing pages, you're gonna delete this section and then type in sitemap.xml, and this leads you to this secret looking hacker-esque page, and you're gonna want to look for sitemap pages_1. It's going to look similar or mostly the same for any brand that's using Shopify. And now we're just going to copy this section here, paste it in, and you get even more links. So these are all the pages they have on their website, and they have lots of them. And now what you're going to look for is something that mentions like the term landing page or test or bundle or like V1, V2, V3, like version 1, version 2, whatever. And you can actually spot stuff like store dash locator dash old. This is their old store locator. Yeah, for example, there's stuff like Masterclass dash 5 dash hydration dash graduation. This is a like 5-step. This is a 5-day like challenge or graduation kind of educational advertorial, and you can just go through it, see the imagery, see whether the copywriting is like. It's a graduation gift. They tried out this funnel where if you follow it for 5 days, then you get a 30% discount. That's of course only available through this link, and then they have a button that would lead you to somewhere. Oh yeah, they lead you here to the collections page, and you can see they've tried like selling people for 5 days to really warm up this traffic and then see if it works. And you can just go through all these pages and look for there's Trim Twin 2, 3, 4. They've tried 4 different variations of this. Well, some of these don't work because probably they tested and killed these landing pages. Yeah, so for example, you've got Burn Dash Elite, whatever, BFCM. This means Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You've got a bunch of versions. You've got BFCM without nothing, BFCM V2, BFCM Alternative, etc. That you can just take a look at. Yeah, this is the page. This is their Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer. You can, again, go through it all. Just spy on it, see what you can use for your own brand, see the approach they've taken. Go through this pages.xml site, and then you can just ask ChatGPT to pull out interesting links that it might speculate where are something that would be useful to you in the market research process, and then just go down these. Okay, now for spying on your competitors using the Meta Ads Library. You're going to go onto this website, Meta Ads Library, available to everyone. It's free. Select your country. I would do United States for this example. Ad category, make sure it's all ads, and then search for your competitors. So for example, MyObvi, again, you're going to get a bunch of results. Okay, so in here, make sure it says you filter by active ads. You want to see what's actually working. And now you can see all the ads they've been running here on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, etc. And you want to see for the started running on. And this says June 20th, 2025. Right now is June the 23rd. So it's only been live for 3 days. And 3 days is not enough to gauge if the ad is working and if it's actually profitable. What I like to do is filter for ads that have been started running 2 weeks ago and they're still active and running to this day, because, well, you're not going to spend all this money on an ad that's not working, right? That's the simple thought process here. So we're just going to scroll down until June 18th. We're going to scroll for a bit. Yeah, June 6th. You can use this filter right here, but for me, for some reason, it doesn't work. You can filter impressions by date. I don't know, it just stopped working today when I started recording this video, so I don't know. I just do it manually, just scroll down. Take a look at this ad. June 6th, so more than 2 weeks ago. You can see the actual creative. You can analyze all this copy here, and click on this link, and it gets you to this bundle page. And you can again go through this entire funnel and go through this offer and see what they're doing, how they're, the design looks, how they're positioning it, what's the copywriting like, and just really analyze everything there is to it. And do the same, go on these different, again, go on this ad, see where it's leading you to. Probably the same, it's the same bundle page. If there is multiple ad creatives that lead to the same landing page, then it's probably working really well. And there is something to it, and you should really analyze it here. So congratulations. You now have completed the market research framework to gather raw insights, decode customer psychology, and map competitor strategies. You're ready to build the foundation of copy that converts and offers that scale. Go down and click the link below in my description to get free resources. So this is all the ChatGPT prompts, all the Google search terms, swipe file templates, and more. And also you can get access to absolutely all the resources we have out there of landing page redesigns, templates, etc. But if you want me to just do it for you, you can shortcut the guesswork and start converting your traffic into profit. We will build you 3 custom landing pages, each with a different angle and offer based on the exact market research process I just walked you through. Then we'll test them live for 30 days, optimize for AOV and conversion rate, and help you find the winning combination. So you will get 3 unique angles and offers for each landing page. So it ends up being like 27 possible combinations that you can test out. We'll give you direct response copy rooted in actual customer insights. We'll build it all for you. You don't need to hire anybody else. We'll include 30 days of testing and CRO iteration, and the final winner you can scale with confidence. So to get started, just book a free strategy call with me down below. I will also personally audit your funnel and give you real insights that you can implement right away. So also subscribe to my newsletter for weekly CRO sauce. Every week I drop a no BS email with landing page teardowns, A/B test ideas, and strategies we use to scale direct to customer brands. It's short, tactical, and built to help you sell more. Thank you for watching. Hope you get something useful out of it. If you do, drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more content.